Hi friends, welcome back to Nessa's Nook. So today I'm going to try something I've never made before. I don't know how good it's going to turn out, but in my head it sounds good. I told Mary at Little House Happy Home about it. She's like, yeah, try it. I told Tracy about it. She says, yeah, film it, try it, let me know. So, most of you guys know that I have a freeze dryer, and I have freeze dried a lot of different things. I'm going to be using some of my freeze dried broccoli. Now, in this recipe, obviously, use what you have. Not everybody has access to a freeze dryer. I know this. But I have access to it, so it's going to make my lunch a little bit easier. I have some freeze-dried chicken, freeze-dried mushrooms, the broccoli, and then a little bit of onions. So what my plan is, the other day I had made a veggie wrap out of these like little pitas. And I was thinking to myself, you know, that is a perfect size personal pan pizza for lunch. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go ahead and bring it down here. And most of the stuff is not going to take very long whatsoever to reconstitute, even the chicken. The broccoli might be the longest, I'm not for sure. I don't measure like everybody else does. I just throw some of that boiling hot water from my sink in here, and then what I'll just do is just dump out everything and just press everything out, make sure as much water is out as possible before I throw it on the pizza, because otherwise it can get the crust wet. So I'll bring it down here. Show you what my So I'm going to go ahead and take a couple pieces of broccoli. I'm going to see if I can't break this up a little bit. Yeah, that might have not worked exactly like that. Maybe I shouldn't do that, because it did powder out a little bit. I'll just use, I don't want that piece, or that. Just grab a couple of these, and maybe not so much the stems. Just the tops there. Alright. Big mess. Big surprise, I know. So, then I'm just going to go ahead and put just a few pieces of the chicken, because as you can tell, I am making like a chicken Alfredo pizza. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in a little bit of mushrooms. Now if I was smart, I would have done some carrots too, but oh well, it's too late. I'm not going to go get any carrots out. And then throw in a little bit of my freeze-dried onions. Alright? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stir this up a little bit. Get everything kind of like, while I'm making the base of the pizza, all this is coming together, but as you can see, a lot of that has already started to actually reconstitute. Get this mess off the counter here. Of course I took out a fork, but I didn't take out a spoon to spread the sauce with. So I'm just going to go ahead and use some of my Ragu Alfredo sauce. I want to try to freeze dry some of this, because unless I make a big container or a thing, I end up not using this, and I end up wasting it a lot of times, and I hate wasting food. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a few spoonfuls, enough to, you know, get this kind of like all done. Now I notice this one really doesn't have any real nice flavor, so I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of garlic in here. I don't think I'm going to put the salt and pepper. I don't think I'm going to need the salt and pepper. But I'm going to go ahead and push that over here. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a little bit of the garlic, because who don't love garlic? I know I do. That's probably too much garlic, but helps keep the vampires away, right? So I'm going to go ahead and use up some of my mozzarella cheese. And I just finally got my Ninja all cleaned up. Yesterday we made up some, I don't know if you guys have ever had it, beef bacon. I'm not a fan. For one thing, it made a heck of a mess in my combi. I mean, I don't think it's ever been that messy on anything I've ever cooked. It actually crumbled up worse than like the pork bacon. So Mark wasn't really a big fan of it. I definitely was not a fan of it. And for the cost, it just, to me, it's not physically worth it. So there's like the cheese. And as you can tell, yep, everything is back. So I'm going to go ahead and dump off this water, press this out. We'll be throwing this on the top of this and get that in the combi. Press this out the rest of the way. Now I know a lot of people who, I'm just going to stir this up because I'm just going to kind of like drop this all over the pizza. I know a lot of people who have a freeze dryer, they will kind of like only put so many tablespoons and so on and so forth. I just dump out what's left. I don't try to leave it soaking for too long because I think the water can sometimes take away some of the flavor if you leave it soaking for too long. Like when you soak like raw hamburgers, you know, obviously it's best to have like some sort of like flavoring in this to, you know, not have it just be so bland when you're reconstituting raw hamburger. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of spread this out as best as I can. Use the fork for this. Now obviously this is not going to be even with the broccoli. I'll try to do that. Break some of this apart. So I'll see how I like this freeze dried broccoli. I know Tracy said she wanted to try some. So anyways, for those who have not seen my combi videos, that is the Ninja Combi, and I have my fan going, and that's in my support my store, because otherwise the steam from this, even when you air fry, gets like all over your cabinets, and that's not fun. So I'm going to go ahead and put this about in the middle there, because I'm going to go ahead and air fry this. So everything that's, when this is up, everything on the left hand side, when it's down, everything's on the right hand side. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it at 390, the air fry. Definitely not the 20 minutes. I will put on for like 6 minutes because this cooks very, very fast. So I'll go ahead and get that started. We'll get this cleaned up and I'll be back and show you what things are looking like. Alright y'all, 6 minutes at the 390 in the combi. That looks amazing. I mean, is that not looking like a really good lunch? So I am going to go ahead and cut this, move this stuff over here to the stove. Go ahead and I'm going to cut this. I am going to wait a couple seconds because I burnt my mouth really bad on the pizza that I made yesterday. But I'm hoping this is really good because like I was telling Mary and Tracy, I said I could easily, you know, we could put these pitas in the freezer and kind of like put parchment paper between, and that way, you know, you could just pull off one if you wanted a personal pizza. So let me, I'm gonna give a couple seconds here. I'll be right back. Alright, well, it's still pretty warm, which you want pizza to be warm anyways, but let's see how this is here. Yes, please. I think you could have probably even put a little bit more sauce on there. That is really good. I mean, I could see even filling that up with a little bit more toppings. But the chicken was done. I mean, this chicken is already pre-cooked anyways, but even if you know, had to do like, you know, your fresh or frozen broccoli or fresh or frozen mushrooms and onions and stuff, this would be something I would definitely have a lot, honestly, because I like vegetarian stuff. I don't really care if it has a chicken on there. but you can't really have chicken Alfredo without chicken. So I think this is going to be one of my, probably one of my right up there things to have for lunches at home here. I'm kind of getting a little bit, I still like my salads, don't get me wrong, but I after eating pretty much a salad 5 to 7 times a week for over a year and a half, I'm kind of weaning myself away from having a salad every day. A couple times a week is still not too bad, but not every day like I was having. So I have to fill up different meals, obviously, that I can actually feel like I can eat. Now, you will have to let me know. I mean, obviously, I think pizza sauce, Alfredo sauce, I mean, I could see even making even when I have leftover taco meat to make a small taco pizza with the enchilada sauce and stuff. What would you make on one of these pita breads as a pizza? I mean, obviously I can't eat pork, but I do have turkey pepperoni, I have turkey sausage, I have turkey bacon, all that stuff. So let me know what you think would be a really, really good pizza to try. I mean, I love a deluxe pizza, so I do like that too. I definitely, for vegetarian pizzas, I really love them too. So let me know in the comments down below. And like I said, everything that you see me use, a lot of those things that I use in my videos, is usually always in my support my store underneath where the messages, where you put your guys' comments. I do also have a part where I'm affiliates to Harvest Right and that sort of thing. So you can always check there for discount codes. I have the 10% always, 10, I think it's 20% on the Hot Logic minis. Definitely always check out down below. That's where I put when I make the recipes and I'm following a recipe or whatever, that's what I put down there. Sometimes it's just information, sometimes it's just what I thought about the meal. So definitely check out both places. And if there is anything that you might want to see me make, also you can let me know in the comments. You can also email me at nessasnook0713. And I will try my very, very best to try to get that done for you. So thank you very much for stopping by. You have a very blessed and wonderful day.